Kiss me, bad boy.
We're back!
Yes, for the second season of Bad Moon Rising. Although it's not called Bad Moon Rising anymore, is it?
No, and we didn't know that last season was coming into an end, did we?
No. So, oh well, we would have warned you.
But here we are, back again.
For another. We've got a bumper cropper podcast for you this time round. Covering all sorts. Oh,
Indeed.
yep.
Yep.
So, there you go. Should we get on with it then?
This show will be doing, what are we doing? Do we know?
What?
We're going to do the Skinwalker.
Oh, we're going to do Skinwalker, yeah. Did you want
But I suppose we should talk about, Skinwalker, hang on, Skinwalker, what did I say I was going to talk about? Skinwalker Mothman.
Yeah.
I think that was it, because I said that was my two favourite ones.
Well, should we...
I'm assuming you got some favourite ones. Right. So we'll be delving into those mysterious subjects later on in the show.
Indeed we shall.
Eh?
We'll have some
but maybe
aptly placed audio segments in there as well.
yeah, and we got advertising now, so
Yeah, so you might hear a few adverts.
got sponsors. Yeah.
They don't know, but they're sponsoring us. Anyway, Spocker, what are you drinking this week?
I'm drinking a Dutch beer this week, Amstel.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it. I know it well.
Yeah, you probably get that in the UK.
We did.
So the trouble is out here, mate, all you can get is fucking lager. Right?
Well, you're in Spain, aren't you? What do you expect? San Miguel country, isn't it?
Yeah, you can. I've seen you can get what do you call it? Newcastle Brown Ale. I've seen that in the
You can
supermarket.
get that everywhere, though. You can get that in America.
Yeah, it's like Guinness. You can get that.
Yeah.
You can get that in out in Mongolia, Guinness, can't you? No?
I don't know.
The wilds of Borneo. You would just go walking down and there's a bloody Irish pub serving Guinness.
Yeah, and the wild plains of the Serengeti.
Yeah.
I was quite.
I suppose that's good in a way, isn't it? That you can rely on that fact that you can go anywhere in the world and get a Guinness.
I think that
But
would
unfortunately,
put you in good stead for the rest of your life, wouldn't it?
yeah.
Anywhere in the world, or even the universe.
Well, it does really. Some people travel like that, don't they? Wherever they go, these businessmen, they look for an Irish pub, don't they? Some people do, anyway. There's people that travel.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
They always look out for Irish pubs because they know they can always get their Guinness there. You see. It's like a home from home for some people.
Oh, do you remember a few years back on St Patrick's Day, the Wetherspoons did Green Guinness?
Green Guinness, I've not heard of that.
Oh, it was absolute.
How long ago was that?
Oh, it was about 5-6 years ago. Absolute foul.
No, I don't remember that.
think
mate. What did they put in it?
Food colouring.
Oh God, weird.
I know, it's absolutely awful. You must have been in the UK back then.
Yeah, I must have been, but I don't remember that. And I always keep to the Patrick's Day piss up, so but I don't remember that.
That's probably why you don't remember that.
True. Yeah. I always get fucking met ass on Patrick's Day. But there you go.
Still.
But they started doing that for George's Day, in the UK, because they kept on banging on about how we always celebrate Patrick's Day, go and get pissed. But no one ever fucking does anything for George's
St George's Day. Yeah, but it's not the same, is it? What are you going to do? Dress up as a bloody dragon?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, it'll just
Rather than wear the silly hat with a shamrock on the top.
just put a load of chainmail on and a tin hat.
Yeah, and walk down the street with a, with a big old sword.
Just getting into the spirit of it.
Yeah. Imagine if you're arrested, you could probably use that as an excuse, couldn't you?
Yeah, St. George's Day. St. George's Day.
You don't have to use a real sword. Yeah, extra long butter knife or something.
It's not enough of that.
No. It's all.
Anyway, what was green Guinness? Yeah. No, I didn't come across that one, mate.
It might have tasted better if you had.
No, Guinness is lovely. It doesn't need to be polluted with green food colouring. No, certainly not. But I do miss my ale, which is something you can't get.
You probably couldn't even get it imported, could you? State of the Spanish postal system.
I wouldn't worry about. No, I wouldn't even try to get that imported. No, you can't get. I miss that. I do miss a good pint of ale. But some people actually live in the UK don't even give a shit about ale, which I think is just a disgusting attitude.
Yeah, it's all drinking lager, aren't they?
Exactly, and what gets me is they'll go in the pub and they'll drink lager and they'll say, oh, I'll try that different lager over there. It's sort of Ponce plus 3 or something it's called. Oh, I'll try that lager. and then they drink that and I say, well, hang on, look, what's the fucking difference between that and any other bloody lager? None. They all taste like fucking lager.
No, some lagers do have distinct taste.
Oh, come on, yeah, but it's a matter of tiny degrees.
Yeah, there's not the range, that you get from a real ale. I'll grant you that.
No, exactly. Yeah. But you do get them, don't you? Oh, it's fucking lager. I hate it. I hate lager.
Do you remember, talking of Newcastle Brown Ale, do you remember Newcastle Amber Ale?
Yes, I do, yeah. Pale ale, didn't they call it?
No, it was Amber Ale.
Was it
It was a paler version.
I thought they called it pale ale, or am I thinking of Shepherd Neame called it pale ale?
You might have been, but...
They had a pale ale.
Yeah, the Newcastle Amber Ale was about... Because Newcastle Brown Ale was 4.7, isn't it? Amber Ale was about 3.2, or around about that.
Yeah. It was nice, though.
Yeah, it was alright. I tasted similar stuff. I haven't seen it for years now.
No, they do things like that to see if people like it, don't they?
Probably make your own out of one bottle of Newcastle Brown Ale, just water it down and get 2 bottles.
Indeed, yeah.
Anyway, I'm drinking Carling at the moment. So.
You are, right, yeah. That's good. You're still drinking.
Anyway, I'm doing post-pro for this, so I might take...
No,
I'll leave it.
Well, there you go.
So we're 8 minutes into the podcast and we haven't even talked about anything yet, really.
Well, we know this is the intro bit, though, isn't it? We've been gone for 8 months, so we should really talk about... I don't know.
Bollocks.
Just intro.
Well, what have you done then in the last 8 months?
What have I done in the last 8 months? Not a lot, really.
No.
Not.
I've moved because I wasn't.
You did, yeah. You moved from Beirut to. Well, we won't say where because we've got to try and keep ourselves relatively anonymous.
Anonymous. Okay.
But you moved from Beirut.
I moved from Beirut to somewhere slightly safer.
Neil's still in Beirut.
Neil's in Beirut.
Are we going to get him back for a show or what? At some point.
Well, yeah, we'll have to, won't we? But...
Well, no, it'll be just nice to...
Well, if he can get a decent bloody connection, he can do it from his flat, can't he? In Beirut.
Yeah. He's never going to do that, though, is he? You know what he wants.
No, I don't. Well,
There's only one thing that he spends his money on. That's booze.
Yeah. I don't know if he still smokes. Did he still smoke when you last speak to him? Don't know. Can't remember.
What's the last time you spoke?
Ooh, about a week ago, I think.
I don't know. He's one of these bloody social smokers, isn't he?
Oh, he's been. I really used to hate it when I was a smoker, and he used to say, "Oh, I don't feel like smoking today," and he wouldn't.
Yeah.
And then the next day, he'd be smoking one after the other, and I think, bastard. Wish I could do that. If I could stop for one day and not really feel the bad effects from it, I'd probably have stopped ages ago. I did stop ages ago, but before then.
Well, I've been stopped now 9 months, I think. Is it 9 months? Yeah, 9 months. So there you go. I thought to myself,
but you're still on the weed, aren't you?
well, it's not the same though, is it? See, this is how I thought about it. What would I rather do? Would I rather smoke something that doesn't really do a great deal for me, apart from fill my lungs up with tar, and I'm addicted to, or save my lungs for, you know, this lovely herb that I grow in the garden? Yeah? And I'm not addicted to, so that means I can, you know, smoke it when I like, so I can just smoke it on a Friday. So, you know, a smoker, he's having to have a fag every 20 minutes. I don't need a fag every 20 minutes. I can have a bong.
Yeah.
Friday
night. If anybody
whatever.
listening hasn't already realised, Spock has got a vast harvest of special plant in his back garden.
Oh, I don't care. What, you know, it's totally legal here. It doesn't matter. No one's they can't get.
Well, you're in Spain.
Indeed. Oh, I'll keep everyone up to date on that one because, I'm going for a big crop this year, so I'll keep everyone up to date, and I'll put some pictures up on the site we got there, and I'll smoke a bit on the show and let you know when I get round to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take a photo of you with a big beaver.
I will do, don't worry, mate.
Yeah. We're going to have to start building up the old social site because there's only 3 of us on there.
Well, I think we can. If we start coming out with regular shows, like regularly, sort of.
Yeah.
Then we'll be alright, won't we? We just got to keep on trucking, as they say.
Keep on trucking.
Yeah.
Right. And the blog as well. I haven't done anything on the blog for bloody ages.
No. Well, we've got to start getting things going again.
Yeah. And a Paradesk. You haven't done a Paradesk for bloody ages.
No, but I think we should integrate. I'm happy to integrate that into the main show. So what I mean is, I'll do a bit and send it over to you, and you can integrate it.
Okay, what, about 5-10 minutes?
Yeah.
So, do you reckon I should integrate the bib report in there as well then?
It's up to you, mate. I don't mind. It's up to you. But I just think I'll integrate it. And if we, you know, come out with longer shows, it's all the better, isn't it?
If we integrate both the bib report and the Paradesk into the main show, we could have shows that are like hour and a half long.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm talking
and we could still release them as standalone items anyway.
Yeah. No, I'm quite happy to integrate.
Alright, we'll integrate the bib report as well.
I mean, I'm trying to think of kind of what's happened in the last 8 months that has been paranormal newsworthy.
Probably quite a bit.
I'm trying to think. There was that spiral, wasn't there? They kept on banging on about. I didn't really pay much attention.
Apparently, that was
that over Norway?
Yeah, it was there's pictures of it on YouTube. It's a video. Apparently, it's caused by a rogue missile.
That's right.
Out of control.
Yeah.
And it just spins and spins and spins, and it causes a spiral-like effect.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Do you know what? I don't know why, but it's just some things I just don't. A lot of people went mad for that, didn't they? They said, "Oh, it's a wormhole."
Yeah. And you could see why they thought that. It looked quite good.
Did it? I'll have to have a look later on then. But that Richard Hoagland was saying, "Yeah, no, that's a wormhole." That, you know.
Yeah, but he's a bit weird.
That right there is a wormhole, is what he was saying. Because I listen to Coast to Coast now.
Do you? God, I can get you. Blimey.
Well, you've got to keep up to date, you see. You've got to keep up. But you can get it off, because you know you can't get it in the UK. You can get it off Pirate Bay, can't you?
Do you know?
They put them up and everything. Yeah. That's where I get them.
I think you can get it from Podomatic.
No, you can't, no. Not the up-to-date ones. You can get old sort of rehashed streams
and
stuff. But bang up-to-date ones, people put them out on Pirate Bay every time it goes out.
Oh, cool. What about BT Junkie?
So, no, I haven't seen it on there. Well, I have, but they don't update it as much, so...
Because that's where I used to get all my Doctor Who's from. BT Junkie.
Yeah.
That was pretty good for that. It took ages to download, though. Anyway, we're approaching our first ad break, so...
Are we?
We are.
Wicked.
Right, so... We'll get back to you after these adverts. See you later.
We'll be... Yep.
Bye.
Are you facing the symptoms of RPS? Restless Putter Syndrome, also known as RPS, doesn't afflict only world-class golfers. You too may suffer from RPS. So isn't it time to have a conversation with a healthcare professional? And when you do, ask your doctor about the benefits of Tiagra. Taken once hourly, Tiagra can ease the symptoms of restless putter syndrome by helping you score with cocktail waitresses, escorts, servers at Denny's, porn stars, and most other common tramps.
Oh, giggity, 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 goo!
Do not take Tiagra if your wife has access to a 9-iron. Side effects may include lower income, loss of endorsements, loss of consortium, less privacy, domestic relocation, damage to your public image, divorce, shame, ridicule, TMZ stalking, taunts, mocking, becoming the brunt of late-night comedians' jokes, and the subject of pharmaceutical ad spoofs. If your putter putts through more than 18 holes, consult your caddy. So if you want relief from your RPS symptoms, Tiagra might be right for you. Tiagra, for when a smoking hot Swede just isn't enough.
And whilst the rest of Britain remains in the grip of the big freeze, Wales enjoys its 235th day of bollocks.
Now that's not what you'd expect from Wales. And neither are these world-class spirits made right here in the Penderyn distillery. Penderyn, the spirits of Wales. It's enough to make your nipples bleed.
Blah, blah, blah. Test, test, test. This is just a test. But it's a blah, blah, blah test. And it's the blah, blah, blah of the blah, blah, blah. But it's just a test.
Okay, and we're back from the break. And Spock's still here, sadly.
Indeed. Of course I am.
Yes. Right, so,
As ever.
Skinwalker Ranch, Spocker.
Yeah, before we do, can I tell you a couple of jokes?
Go on, go for it.
Yeah. Because it's on topic as well. You know, I don't know if you've been following all these scandals with the Vatican and what have you. Have you?
Not really, no, but go on.
No? Okay.
Refresh my memory.
Here's the joke. What's the difference, right?
Mm-hmm. Come on.
Hang on! What's the difference between a priest and acne?
I don't know. What is the difference between a priest and acne?
Acne doesn't come over your face until you're 15.
Oh dear. That's almost as bad as your Stephen Hawking one from a few shows back.
I've got another one.
Go on. Oh, that's right.
What do you give the paedophile who's already got everything?
I don't know.
Another parish.
Oh dear. I'm glad I'm not religious, you know.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's on topic as well, because of all the things that are in the news, so. Anyway. Right, shall we move on to the Skinwalker?
Skinwalker, we're gonna get this out of the way and finally do it, and then we can get on to different stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, well this is one of my favourite paranormal subjects. But I think I've become recently disillusioned with it, but we'll go into that in a minute. Skinwalker ranches in America, I believe the Midwest, in an area called Utah, in an area called the Uintah Basin.
Okay.
And obviously I think that there was originally, what was that, the Utes? What do you call them? Bloody Red Indians.
Mm.
Yeah, as we've said before, you know, all the American paranormal things seem to be related to Red Indian burial sites, don't they? Okay, you know, things like Pet Cemetery, you know.
In Poltergeist.
Poltergeist, you know, they seem to have it deep in their history, everything. Everything paranormal or spiritual is related to the Red Indians.
Particularly funny episode of Family Guy as well, where he finds that Indian skull.
Oh right, I don't think I saw that.
No, watch it. It's when Peter decides he's going to build a swimming pool in the back garden and he unearths this skull.
Oh right, okay, cool. I'll have to watch a bit more of that then. Where are we? And I think it's fairly well known, but it's a kind of a paranormal Disneyland of events. Everything that happens in the paranormal world was happening here at the Skinwalker.
Yeah, anything you can think of, basically. Anything you've heard.
You've heard of, yeah.
UFOs, poltergeists.
UFOs, yeah.
Weird animals.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole caboodle, everying.
Whole kit and caboodle. Or a caboodle of kittens.
The Skinwalker thing is basically a Red Indian term for shapeshifter. So that's what it's generally sort of focused on. And it's about a family that moved in there. I believe they were called the Gormans or the Shermans, but ultimately they tried to hide their anonymity.
I don't think for the articles that are out there, the names have been changed anyway, so we're not really sure what the family name was.
No, and to this day, I think they're still fairly anonymous. They've not come out anyway and tried to make any money off it or anything like that. So, and so they move in I think it was 94. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they lasted 20 months, and the first strange paranormal event of which we have a clip. Where are we going to do? Where are we going to put that? Are we going to put that after this 15-minute segment, or
pop it in now if you want?
Yeah. Okay, play that one. Yeah.
Okay. Listen to this. We'll be back after this.
When the original family that owned this ranch, they began having these events take place how quickly after they took possession of the ownership?
It was almost immediately. It was around the end of 1994 when they took possession of the ranch. And actually, the first time that they pulled their truck into the yard with their first batch of furniture, they were just unloading the furniture from the van and the small items before the larger items. When they saw, about 300 yards away, they saw this wolf approaching. And, you know, the family were experienced hunters. Tom Gorman was the rancher. He had his dad with him to help with the move. And they watched this animal approaching, and the closer it got, the bigger it got. I mean, this was no ordinary wolf. This was at least twice, maybe even 3 times the size of a wolf. And it seemed to be moving in a very tame way. It was not in any way hostile. It was friendly, if anything. So it ran right up to the family, and the Gormans had just unloaded 3 of their prized calves in the nearby corral. So this animal was standing there, sort of very casual. The dad, Gorman, actually petted the animal, and it smelled like a dog. It felt like a dog. Suddenly, the animal just lunged across and grabbed the calf, one of the new calves in the corral, by the snout, and was trying to drag the poor calf through the bars of the corral. Tom Gorman grabbed the baseball bat that was on the back of the truck and started beating on the back of this huge animal, because he felt this calf probably had a couple of minutes to live. But the animal did nothing, so he told his son to grab a Colt Magnum from the truck. He shot the wolf from point-blank range, like a couple of feet, twice, and the animal finally let go of the calf, but just stood looking at Tom and the family. At this stage, the family were really freaking out, because this animal should have been dead. This wolf should have been lying dead with 2 shots from a Colt Magnum. So Tom told his son to run in and get his .30-06 hunting rifle, and immediately he trained the rifle on the animal. He shot the wolf from again less than 10 yards. And this guy is a trained marksman. He's a hunter, and the wolf again should have been knocked dead. These rifles will bring down an elk from a couple of 100 yards, but the wolf showed barely any reaction, except it began to back off. And then
now, were the bullets penetrating the pelt at all?
Yes, the second shot actually. From the exit wound of the shot, a lump of flesh exited from the animal and lay on the grass, but not even a yelp from the wolf. And this was like multiple shots. The animal should have been bleeding, lying dead, but again, it looked very, very casual, just slowly began to back off. And then Tom shot the animal a 3rd time with his .30-06. So this was getting more than weird. This was getting really spooky. This should not have been happening. It was something out of a science fiction movie. And slowly after the 3rd shot, the wolf turned on its heel and slowly trotted across the field. Tom and his son, grabbed the rifle and the Colt Magnum and ran after it. And it went into an area of thick brush and then exited. They tracked it, exited near a body of water where there was kind of sandy soil. And the last they saw of it was the prints that the animal had made. It was a very, very heavy animal in the sand, suddenly ended close to where the water was. But there was no possibility the animal could have jumped into the water. It was like the prints just vanished. But this was the opening of dozens and dozens of weird incidents, and it, you know, the first weird thing that happened actually happened as they were moving onto the property, and they saw these large wolves occasionally in the distance, in the 3 weeks or 2 or 3 weeks afterwards, and they even talked to one of their neighbors as a, you know, part of the welcome, the new family on board. The neighbors actually told them that they had seen a herd of large wolves on their property. So the family was not hallucinating. This was not something that only they had seen. But 3 weeks or 4 weeks after this wolf incident, the animals just seemed to disappear. The Gorman family never saw those animals again. But that was the opening incident in what was to become a very, very frightening 20 months on that property.
Okay, we're back. So that's rather interesting.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So that's what happened to them when they first appeared on the ranch, which, you know, would put most people off.
Well, yeah. They had some pretty good firepower, though, didn't they?
Uh-huh. I mean, was it a Colt Magnum?
I don't know.
Point blank range, shot into the damn thing, and then also a hunting rifle, cricket bat, and wasn't it? There was also
it's a baseball bat. They don't play cricket in America.
Sorry, yeah, baseball bat. Oh dear. So I mean, you know, fairly spooky stuff. Other incidents that occurred after this, in the 20 months that they lived there and before they freaked out, where there was one incident where one of the family members brought the shopping home, unpacked all the shopping, put it all away in the cupboards, what have you, left the room momentarily, came back, and it was all back in the bags.
Yeah.
Fairly scary sort of things that happen to somebody, I guess. Discarnate voices, which appear to be 10 to 15 feet above people that were walking around the ranch. And from what they've said, that they're kind of in a conspiratorial tone. The voices are in a conspiratorial tone, and they would follow people around. They often saw balls of light, red and white, sort of floating around the cattle and around the ranch. There's been seen a large refrigerator flying around the property, which I think I told you about that, didn't I? A large fridge has been seen flying around.
That's rather bizarre. I mean, it's like something out of a strange dream. It's not something you really associate with a paranormal happening, really, is it? You'd expect to see, I don't know, strange shapes and that, but not a fridge.
Not generally, but yeah, this has been spotted by, you know, more than one group of witnesses. What else we got? Giant scoop marks in the soil. It looks like some sort of huge machine has simply just scooped out a huge amount of soil and just thrown it. And they've had like earthquakes, shaking ground, and hyena-like creatures and wolves sort of roving around the ranch. So there you go.
And also something about a portal appearing in the sky.
Oh yeah, portals as well. Yeah, they're often seen what's often been seen are like our orange balls in the sky, and it was reported by some of the family members that if you looked through them at a certain angle, you could see another horizon through the ball. It was like you could see into another world, which kind of suggested some sort of trans-dimensional thing going on, you know. There you go. So what do you think of it? Do you put any credence to it, or?
Well, you know, I'm kind of going on, you know, on the side of these portals fascinate me. Maybe this whole area is a conduit through which beings from other dimensions come through.
That has been the theory put forward, that there are certain places on the Earth or around the Earth that are where they say reality is thinner. You know, the rules of reality start to break down, and you have these kind of weak spots. So yeah, I mean that has been posited, but then why did it just suddenly stop? You know, this used to be one of my favourite sci-fi.
Yeah, you was always going on about it.
And it's only till recently that I've had a bit of a double take, you know. And looking at it again, I'm a bit sceptical now.
I think the lack of available evidence doesn't help.
The lack of photographic evidence, but see that's the thing, right? Okay, there's a lot of very sort of credible people were witness to a lot of strange events. So on that side of it, you can't really say much against that, can you? I mean, credible scientists, professors, all this sort of thing. But then, what worries me is they were quite closed, weren't they? They weren't open with the data, and they wouldn't have many visitors on the ranch and things like this.
Yeah, well, it was NIDS, wasn't it? So they only allowed. It was only one journalist on site with his crew, wasn't it?
Was it George Knapp?
George Knapp,
Knapp, who is now a kind of third wheel host to Coast to Coast, isn't he? Yeah. George Knapp.
And even he, because he didn't really see a lot there when he went, and they got no evidence at all.
Yeah, but he was
And they were there 2 nights.
He was witness to a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but they had no evidence at all. They didn't bring anything back with them.
Yeah, nothing they could solidly get. But that's the trouble with something like this. It's paranormal phenomena. It's not repeatable, and that's the problem science has with the paranormal.
Well, that's another thing about the Skinwalker Ranch, is because things happened there, but the same thing didn't happen twice.
It never happened twice in the same place.
It was always something different.
It's always something, yeah.
Which, you know, could you come up with original stuff?
Yeah.
Night after night?
Exactly. What do you think then? You believe it, or?
I don't know, I'm not sure. I mean, like I say, there is a lack of available photographic and audio evidence.
Yeah, and I think the way that they didn't let anyone else in apart from George Knapp, that stinks. The way they were kind of very secretive and stuff with their evidence, and with what little evidence they had, and the way they were very closed off and wouldn't let anyone onto the ranch, I think is suspicious. What's also suspicious is the way it's now kind of just died off.
Yeah, but are there still residents on the ranch though at the moment?
I think NIDS still own it. As far as I'm aware.
But it's fenced off though, isn't it? And there's 24-hour security there.
Oh yeah, it's pretty much. They won't let anyone on there.
No.
It's
almost become a sort of Area 51 scenario where people try and get in, and because they want to see.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But I should imagine if you really wanted to get in, you could get in. You know, because they're not going to have military security there, are they?
Well, no, they've still got guns, haven't they?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, you can protect your property with a gun, can't you?
You could even shoot somebody. You know.
Indeed.
This is America. Right? This is America.
Indeed, it is. Yeah. I'm sceptical, so now.
You never used to be, mate.
No, I never used to. I thought it was a genuine. I thought this was the one that was going to,
prove it all.
Prove it all and break out one day. Yeah, I did. But now it's all kind of died down, and the way NIDS was so secretive and wouldn't let anyone in, it's making me a bit sceptical now. So. It's a great story, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, has it been made into a film?
There is a film out there called Skinwalker, but it's absolutely nothing to do with the Skinwalker Ranch. It's a fucking werewolf thing, I think. So.
Oh dear. I tell you, it was a good film that was on the other night.
What's that?
Capricorn 1.
Oh yeah. Is that quite an old film?
Yeah, I think it was made in 78, 79. It's got Elliot Gould in it, and he's a reporter, and he realises that his life's in danger when he uncovers that the first manned mission to Mars was actually an elaborate hoax by the government of America.
Oh right.
So it was all filmed on a film set, because it was cheaper to do that than it was to send them to Mars.
The moon hoax, yeah.
So,
that's another one, isn't it? Yeah,
I digress.
Indeed you do digress, and it's all good. It's all good, isn't it, eh?
So what conclusions have we come to about the Skinwalker Ranch?
Well, I think I'm sceptical now, and my conclusion is it was probably a big hoax.
So... Well, that just about wraps that up then, doesn't it? We haven't really...
So all I've got left is Mothman now.
Okay.
There is nothing wrong with your television. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are now controlling the transmission. We control the horizontal and the vertical. We can deluge you with 1,000 channels or expand one single image to crystal clarity and beyond. We can shape your vision to anything our imagination can conceive. For the next hour, we will control all that you see and hear. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the deepest inner mind to the outer limits. Please stand by. It's enough to make your nipples bleed.
This is an appeal on behalf of the Scottish Prevention of Outward Force to Animals in Distress to help end the suffering of one of our most beautiful animals. Badgers, one of Scotland's most easily recognisable yet elusive animals, have for decades been the target of badger baiting and poisoning, but now they face an even more sinister fate. A new and horrifying sport has emerged where cruel, heartless people lie in wait by the badger's scent until one pops its furry little head out, then growl menacingly, making it scurry back in, effectively trapping it until it starves to death. We want to put an end to growling at the badger now. Growling at the badger is a cruel and heartless practice, and recent figures show a worrying increase in the number of growlers out there. If you know someone who goes out every night with growlers or has returned home with dirty knees from a night of growling at the badger, don't keep your mouth shut. Visit our website www.we'reagainstbadgermisuse.com and help end growling at the badger now.
Okay, and we're back from that other ad break we just had.
Indeedy.
Rather informative ad breaks we have on this show today.
Very interesting indeed.
Well, we want to continue with the revelation that a new UK space agency called the UKSA is going to be launched on April 1st, of all dates.
Oh yeah, sounds interesting.
Yeah. Apparently it's going to take over responsibility for government policy and key budgets for space.
So not actually any sort of physical space launching system then?
Well, no, because we haven't got the infrastructure for a space program.
No rockets
really.
or anything.
No. We tend to leave that up to ESA and the Chinese one, whatever that's called.
Uh-huh. So how earth-shattering is this story really?
Well, not a lot. I think somebody who could tell you better is astronaut Tim Peake, and here he is now.
The British National Space Centre has been very successful for the past 25 years in managing the UK space industry. Over 68,000 people employed in Britain in the space sector and £6.5 billion pounds per year to the economy. The new Executive Space Agency within the UK intends really to be able to focus that and have the impetus to take it forward for the future.
It's been described as the British NASA, but I mean, how big is it really going to be?
Well, really, it's going to be a focal point in order to coordinate in a much more streamlined and efficient manner all of UK space industry, working both on national projects and alongside ESA for the wider European projects too.
As you say, it is a big industry, and actually Britain is at the forefront of much science technology.
Absolutely, it's a real hidden success story, and we are in the forefront of, for example, in robotics technology, in manufacturing small satellites and telecommunications as well.
British astronauts in the past have tended to be, well, American, frankly, because that's the only way they've managed to get into space. So what has changed to give you this opportunity to go into space in 2013?
Well, there was a very honest and open selection process last year for the European Space Agency in which all European countries were eligible to apply. I went through that process and was very privileged to be selected as the first British astronaut with the European Space Agency.
So it's just a policy-making body then?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that's all it's going to end up being.
Yeah. As I was saying to you, I think they should leave it to the private industry really. What's his name? Branson, didn't he? Hasn't he tried to get out there?
I don't think he's had a few test flights in his was it called Spaceship One?
Yeah, he's got near or pretty much close to, outside the Earth's atmosphere, just about, isn't he?
Yeah.
For about 2 or 3 minutes.
Did you know, right? When he starts taking, this is what I've heard, when he starts taking paying customers up into space, they all have to wear nappies. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, just in case. Just have to wear a nappy.
In case it's... Well, I suppose so, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean...
But
well,
it'd be
imagine
worth it, wouldn't it?
Isn't that all part of the spacesuit, though?
They don't wear a spacesuit.
You don't wear a spacesuit. No.
Do you know how much those spacesuits cost?
No idea.
Oh, they're about $5 million each.
Really?
Yeah.
For a spacesuit? Fucking hell. I can make a cheaper one out of plastic bags and stuff.
Yeah, goldfish bowl on your head.
Fucking hell. Oh well. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Should we move on to the next story then?
Is Phobos an artificial structure?
Together we can explore the moon and develop the moon. We should go boldly where man has not gone before. Fly by the comets, visit asteroids, visit the moon of Mars. There's a monolith there, a very unusual structure on this little potato-shaped object that goes around Mars once in 7 hours. When people find out about that, they're going to say, who put that there? Who put that there? Well, the universe put it there. If you choose, God put it there. Maybe.
Spock, you know a bit more about this than I do.
Indeed I do, yes.
So maybe you should lead with this one.
Let's see, Phobos, again I can't remember the dates, but it was, I think it was one of the orbiters that went past, obviously when, was it Viking or something? I mean, sorry people, the details are all fucked up, but you know, so generally they sent a probe past Phobos, I think back in the 80s, and...
no, there were Russian probes.
Was it a Russian probe?
Yeah, there was also Phobos 1 and Phobos 2.
Okay, well you got the details there. You're the news guy. And they were, basically, didn't they assimilate? They kind of worked out that due to its gravitational orbit, it must be a hollow structure.
Yeah, well, Phobos in itself isn't a perfect sphere.
No, but they can work out from its gravitational trajectory.
I mean, you can work out how heavy a planet is just by looking at its.
Well, how it behaves
orbit
in relation to its orbit and
and what light it emits and all this.
I don't know about what light it emits, but they can work it out by how it reacts against other things, like planets and what have you. But this is coming from Richard Hoagland again, who's coming out saying that it's an artificial structure, quite possibly an alien base.
Hang on, is this Richard Hoagland?
This is the
tunnels on the moon guy.
Yeah. He's the guy that thinks that the moon landing was a complete hoax.
That's the one.
And now he's saying that Phobos is an alien base. So I just thought our listeners needed to know that. You know.
Maybe it is. I mean, are you of the opinion that at one stage in the early history of Mars, it was populated?
Where did you get that from?
What?
What do you mean? It's populated.
Populated.
Populated by what?
What do you think? Martians?
How do you know that? You've been listening to Richard Hoagland, haven't you?
No, I just think that the way Mars is at the moment could be what the Earth's going to be like in, say, a few thousand years' time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a
so it goes to say that why shouldn't Mars have been a green planet, a green and blue planet with life on it, you know, way back when the Earth was in its infancy, you know.
I agree with you to a point. Well, they reckon there were oceans, that it was warmer, and it had a thicker atmosphere. So, yeah, there's every possibility. I mean, the theory is that we are Martians, that we came from Mars.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, but to say there were Martians, you know, I mean, there's no evidence for it yet, is there?
Well, I don't think there will be. Until you can...
I don't know, actually.
Until you can send a manned mission to Mars for a decent amount of time, where they can dig up soil samples and do archaeological digs and stuff, you're never going to know.
No, but I think the odds are that we are going to find something. I think we're going to find that there was a civilization there at one time.
Whether or not, it won't be anytime soon, will it?
This century, maybe.
This century's only just started, hasn't it?
I know. It sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, this century, I think, what, the next 90 years?
They are, mind you, saying that, I mean, the leading space-faring nation, America, Obama's recently said that they're not going to send any more, they're not investing in the space program anymore, are they, for the next 20, 30, 40 years.
That's ridiculous, isn't it? How are we meant to get off this
I
bloody
know.
planet, eh?
Well, I think it will be the Chinese now. It's
Yeah.
going to be up to
Well, the
Chinese.
Russians as well. I mean, they're still in the...
Yeah,
race,
well,
aren't
they're
so?
kind of together, aren't they? The Russians and the Chinese. It's going to be. I think we'll see. That's where we'll see space going now. They only do satellites and shit, don't they?
Can you imagine? I know it's an old argument. The amount of money that is spent on arms,
It's funny you say that. Yeah,
military equipment and stuff like that. If it was all channeled into, a decent global space program, we could have been to Mars by now.
Yeah. I remember reading a statistic. I think I might have said it on one of the previous shows, actually. I can't remember exactly what it was now, but all the money that was spent on the Iraq War could have sent something like 100 missions to Mars, manned missions.
Yeah.
Individual manned missions, 100 of them, So there you go.
Well, they put aside billions every year for military expenditure, and they don't give billions to NASA.
What we need is imminent. What we need is like a
imminent global destruction. You mean?
Yeah. Well, what we need is for somebody to discover an asteroid that is heading towards our Earth. That it's going to take about, give it 10 years or so. We know it's 10 years away, and there's nothing we can do. It's going to go smack straight into the side of Earth. That's what we need to encourage us to go to another planet, I'm afraid.
Can you imagine, though? They wouldn't tell us, though, would they?
They couldn't hide it, though, because there's too many independent astronomers, isn't there, that could pick it up and what have you.
Maybe. I'm not too sure.
They wouldn't be able to hide it forever. They wouldn't.
Yeah, but things with these asteroids is they're dark. Right, if you're relying on telescopes to find them, whether it be, radar only stretches too far, and it certainly doesn't go out into space.
Well, it could be an icy. Well, we could say, for argument's sake, it was an icy meteor, like
it might be a rogue comet,
like Halley's Comet or something. All covered in ice, so it'd be fairly visible, heading towards us at half light speed or something. That's what we need to stimulate our space program.
Do you really think anything's going to happen in our lifetime, mate?
Probably not, no.
That piss you off? It really pisses me off.
Eh?
I wish I was born 20 years from now.
Yeah.
So that come the turn of the next century, I'll be, what, in my 50s? 40s, 50s?
Hopefully. Well, you don't know what the future brings, mate. I wouldn't wish things like that for you.
I'm not going to get
the future looks fairly bleak as it is, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's looked bleak before, though, hasn't it?
Indeed it has.
Just got to adapt, haven't you?
Right. So, got any more stories then?
No, what you got?
I thought you were doing the story section.
Well, no, what have you got? What have you got? Come on, you must have something up your sleeve.
No, I haven't. I've got bugger all.
Should we just stick some audio into this bit then?
So that's it, yeah. Stick some clips in it.
I think we've got. I think
we should go to the ad.
We're going to go to the ad breaks. Okay, time for another ad break. See you in a minute.
Do you want me to stop that?
Yeah, go on.
Here, Wally, it's getting really cold these days. Oh, hi, I'm not joking, Archie. It's Baltic out there. Tell you what, though, I feel sorry for the poor wee animals out this time of year. We can lap up warm, but they're out there in the buff. I know exactly what you're talking about. That's why I get my nutsack out.
New nutsack. Whip it out. The birds love it. This handy little packet of goodness contains plenty of vitamins and nutrients for the birds to feed on all winter long. And it's not just nuts in this perfectly portable little pouch, it's packed with seeds too. The perfect mouthful for birds from all over. New nutsack. Whip it out. The birds love it.
Oh, Wally, look at that. What a sight that is.
I know, that wee bird with her mouth full of seed.
And all thanks to your nutsack, eh?
Oh, bless. She'll no go hungry this winter.
New nutsack. Whip it out. The birds love it. Whip out one today. Some birds are dying for it.
Okay. Yeah, go on then.
Right, we're back from the ad break again.
Bloody hell.
Well, that was a...
strange set of adverts there, wasn't it, really?
Yeah, we can't help what gets sent to us, can we, really?
I suppose not.
Excuse me, sorry.
That's nice, yeah. Lovely.
That'll be the,
Great!
Yes, right. So, what do you think of the show then, Spock?
Not bad. Not bad for a
comeback show.
A comeback show, indeed. Many more to come. Just finding that time, isn't it?
First of many. Next one is going to be probably about 2 weeks away, isn't it?
I hope so.
I
We're going
said
to try and get them
something
out.
like
a little bit quicker this time.
Yes, and I thought update the blog accordingly.
Indeed, because that is rather out of date, isn't it?
Well,
so,
last time I wrote something in it.
What's the next show about anyway?
The next show is going to be about the multiverse.
Ooh.
And parallel universes.
All that interdimensional stuff.
And that's the one. Yeah.
Sounds good.
I think we touched on it a little bit in the old Skinwalker convo. So I think it's only right that we should bring it to the foreground and analyse it properly.
Fantastic.
So we'll do that.
All right. Okay.
Everybody's wondering what the bit of music playing in the background is. It's Journey of the Sorcerer by the Eagles.
Oh, good tune. Reminiscent of something else.
Yeah, I can't quite think what.
It's been bugging me for a while.
I know. I'm sure somebody will tell us. Of course we fucking know.
Do we? I don't.
Yeah. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, bloody hell! So it is! Bloody hell! Oh.
Right, anyway, before we go, it's time for this week's Bib Report.
Bib Report.
The horrific tale of Lawrence Cawthorne, butcher from Newgate Market in London, was published in a pamphlet called The Most Lamentable and Deplorable Accident in 1661. It was just one of many stories about premature burial avidly read by the public at the time. Cawthorne had fallen ill sometime that year. In the 17th century, little more than an apparent absence of a heartbeat or breath were considered to constitute proof of death, and few were seen by a doctor in their final illness. It was often left to lay people to pronounce someone deceased, and as it happened, Lawrence's wicked landlady, eager to inherit his belongings, saw to it that he was hastily declared dead and then buried. But at the chapel where Cawthorne was interred, mourners were horrified by a muffled shriek from the tomb and a frenzied clawing at the coffin walls. Although it was quickly dug up, it was too late. Cawthorne's lifeless body was a horrid sight. The shroud was torn to pieces, the eyes hideously swollen, and the head battered and bleeding. The story concluded. Among all the torments that mankind is capable of, the most dreadful of them is to be buried alive.
Bib Report.
Oh.
Okay, and that was the Bib Report.
Oh, good stuff. Keeping us informed.
I know.
That's what I like to hear.
So there will be standalone Bib Reports, though, slightly longer. But that's just the in-show Bib Report.
Indeed. Always handy. Right, well, is that the end of the show then, or what?
Well, yeah, I think so. I think. I'll probably. Oh, I need to add a jingle for the email and everything, don't I?
Yeah, stick that in. Put that on the next show.
We'll stick that in now. Right, there you go. That was it. Anyway, it's an election here soon, matey.
Oh yeah, May 6th. I heard about that.
Yeah.
What a bloody waste of time. They're all the
Technically, you can still vote, can't you?
Yeah, but you know what? This is what I don't like about voting. Okay. I mean, if I was in the UK, number one, I'd have to pay council tax. So actually, to get my vote, it cost me about, God knows how much was it? About $1,500 a year.
Yeah, I think I'm paying £120 a month.
Yeah, exactly, $1,500 a year. So that's what your vote costs. You know, it's like, fuck off, tossers. And they're all the bloody same anyway, Labour, Conservative, whatever. They're politicians, they're in it for their own bloody bollocks, so.
Of course they are.
Do away with them, we don't need politicians or government, but then that's another show.
Do you want monarchy rule again?
No, anarchy.
Anarchy rule?
Yeah, free markets. But as I say, that's another show. Let's not get into that. Bloody politics.
No, I don't do politics anymore. Don't do politics, mate. Anyway, should we sign off?
Indeed.
And say sayonara and all that rubbish.
Ciao.
Right, so my name's Biv, he's Spock.
Indeed.
And that's us signing off for another show. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you on the other side.
Oh. We're doing that stupid bye now.
You started it.
You're fading into the tune here, eh?
Yeah. Okay. And then it'll finish on the tune, because the tune's about 6 minutes long anyway. So there you go. Right, you can stop that now.
Okay.
Kiss me, bad boy.
We're back!
Yes, for the second season of Bad Moon Rising. Although it's not called Bad Moon Rising anymore, is it?
No, and we didn't know that last season was coming to an end, did we?
No. So, oh well, we would have warned you.
But here we are, back again.
For another. We've got a bumper cropper podcast for you this time round. Covering all sorts. Oh,
Indeed.
yeah.
Yep.
So, there you go. Should we get on with it then?
This show will be doing, what are we doing? Do we know?
What?
We're going to do the Skinwalker.
Oh, we're going to do Skinwalker, yeah. Did you want to...
But I suppose we should talk about, Skinwalker, hang on, Skinwalker, what did I say I was going to talk about? Skinwalker Mothman.
Yeah.
I think that was it, because I said that was my two favourite ones.
Well, should we...
I'm assuming you got some favourite ones. Right. So we'll be going into those, delving into those mysterious subjects later on in the show.
Indeed we shall.
Eh?
We'll have some
but maybe...
aptly placed audio segments in there as well.
Yeah, and we got advertising now, so
Yeah, so you might hear a few adverts.
got sponsors. Yeah.
They don't know, but they're sponsoring us. Anyway, Spocker, what are you drinking this week?